Social life in research is a two-edged sword. If you have too much social life, you probably can't graduate your PhD. But if you have too little time for your friends and yourself, then you might kill yourself before getting to finish your PhD. If you have suicidal thoughts, talk to some professional. I really hope we are mentally healthy during this journey. Welcome back to PhD Coffee Time. This is the online community for you as PhD student to get motivation, peer support, and practical tips during your PhD. My mission of starting this channel is to help a lot of PhD out there who might feel isolated to feel more purposeful, more productive, and less stressed. And did you know, every time you watch towards the end of this video and click the like button, you are helping me to reach more other PhD that could need this video out there. So I really hope you can stick with my videos and have a coffee break during your research. Before we proceed to the question, I want to acknowledge that this is the National Postdoc Appreciation Week in America. All of the US postdocs are celebrated for their contribution to research. And I like to emphasize, I wouldn't make this channel if not because of the National Postdoc Association and their influences over our institute. I was a postdoc for 4 years, and our university didn't have an association specifically for postdocs until 2 years later. All of this sharing today is because of the National Postdoc Association, and I wouldn't be thinking about sharing my ideas if not because of all of these helpful workshops I have attended by Grad 360 in Clemson. So I think all of us play a little role in helping each other and paying forward the bright ideas that the last person introduced us to. So this is all this channel is about, and I believe we could be a lot more efficient, a lot less stressed if we do it together. Anyhow, I'm happy you are here. So today I want to answer one question from my viewer. Anu asked this question. She has always been a social person back in her home country, but now she is in a foreign country. She was surprised that she is struggling to have a healthy social life. I totally resonate with this because I have been international postdoc for the last 6 years of my life. I think social life in research is a two-edged sword. There's one way you want to be tunnel vision to your project so that you are going to do the most in your research. If you have too much social life, you probably can't graduate your PhD. But if you have too little time for your friends and yourself, then you might kill yourself before getting to finish your PhD. If you have suicidal thoughts, don't hide it and talk to some professional. I really hope we are mentally healthy during this journey. But I'm not even joking, because a lot of time PhD projects can be so unique, and it feels like you're the only person on this planet solving this really hard problem. So it's crucial, and let's talk about how to build a healthy balance between your research and your social life. I have to recall my first year in South Carolina. I was the first time living by myself, and there was a moment I called the suicidal hotline. Then I realized I need to explain everything in English, and my English wasn't that good at that point. So I'm a little embarrassed to tell you this story right now, but I have learned the hard way why you need to surround yourself with friends and people outside of your research, because you can't just tell your boss that you want to cry. Fast forward 2 years later, I've met people from my Postdoc Association in the university, and that was the year I started thriving. From our graduate school dean, Dr. Tia Dumas, have introduced me to this concept of intentional and unintentional peer group. And today I want to tell you about how to build your peer support system. Establishing a peer support group is actually not a new topic. If you think about it, any new faculty member moving across countries, they are going through exactly the same problem we see as PhD. This is a skill that if you learn early in your life, you will thrive when you become a faculty member. So here is the peer support network. First, if you are in a new university, obviously you are there for academic reason and professional reason. You probably have a professor or a mentor that can guide you on both aspects. Being intentional with your peer group includes being accepting to other priorities in your lives. This is an exercise that I want you to think through. What are the other priorities that are important to you as a human being? And how is that social support system currently looking like? Make sure you write down all of your resources. Here I just leave a few examples what I could say. I hope in the past 5 minutes it helps you to identify what is already available, and in case you are finding some empty spaces and you are feeling they are really important to your value system, it could be important that you take the initiative to identify resources around you. So here is a list of resources I recommend. For example, academic spaces shouldn't limit to your advisor. You could join a journal club. Even on Twitter, there is science communication hashtag. Professionally, if you don't find a mentor in your university space, you can participate in academic chatter conversations. You'll be surprised that I didn't know about the gym classes in my university until 2 years later because I didn't speak to anyone about my needs. And they turned out to be the best for my physical health as well as my mental health. And right now, you might be stuck at home, so you need to think about alternatives like online yoga classes. For a lot of us, emotional support could be family and friends from home, and especially if you're international, you need to find a place that is safe for you to talk about your emotional well-being, and that may include making new friends in the same area where you live, knowing the university counseling services, and social supports could be very diverse. Depending on what you identify yourself as a social circle, some people relate to sports teams, some people relate to graduate association, international student association, and lastly would be spiritual, cultural, and safe space that could include going to a church that is nearer to your university, maybe hiking. To some people, that's a spiritual exercise. You also might want to have access to movies and TVs that are from home. What makes you happier after a busy day of work? Last but not the least would be safe spaces, because we might feel vulnerable being minority, being Black, LGBTQ, female scientist. We are a minority in science. Some of the time, you might want to have a group of people who felt the same vulnerability and talk to each other without the judgment. Some people don't even need a lot of cultural stimulant or physical exercise. That's personal. But the point in this exercise is you need to identify what is the non-negotiable. And are you taking the effort to locate and identify resources around that value system? I create all my videos on this platform with the mindset that maybe all of you will need a little bit of reflective moment, one way or the other, during the PhD. So if you know any PhD student, another way you could help this channel to grow is to share my videos that is the most suitable for your PhD friends. If they have an issue about notes taking, you can share my notes taking video, or if they have advisor issues, then I have other videos about how to phrase your language when you are talking to your advisor. Anyway, I hope this map is going to help you identify your value system and to find out what is the higher priority to support your research. To some people, going to church is the most important, and maybe they will be surprised if they reach out to the local churches and find the right one to join. They will feel a lot happier. To me, that would be joining people who are English speaking. That was especially important when I come to France and I didn't speak a word of French. But because I've learned how to create my intentional peer group, so in the end, I have a lot of ways to find support because we often struggle with the same type of problem. And I also recommend identifying the local gym and the local swimming pool make a whole world of difference in my mental health. Right now in COVID, a lot of time we are practicing social distancing, and I see the value now more and more on creating a virtual network. If you want to develop your social network in PhD, I highly recommend you to join this really active PhD LinkedIn group. They are established for PhD career, but if you are still working in your PhD, looking to finish and looking for jobs after your PhD, this is the best place to network and understand what are the resources out there for you. And when you are hunting in groups, you have a lot more awareness to know what you are missing out, whether you are going to the right direction. I want to comment how you could make the algorithm work for you. Did you know every time you click on the YouTube video, you are educating the algorithm? If you are clicking constantly on comedy, cat videos, things that consume your time and don't give you value, then you are telling the internet to feed you all of these distractions. But if you have a separate account on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, and you are using that to intentionally browse supportive, valuable channels and valuable resources like this one and many other PhD videos, you are more likely to see all of these resources in your algorithm suggestion. So in a way, you can change your peer group by using the right hashtag and surrounding yourself with relevant people who can help you towards your goal. The take-home message from this video is you have to know what is missing in your peer network. Surrounding yourself with the missing pieces is important for you to have a balanced support. With that, I hope this video helps you how you could build your support system during PhD. Remember, PhD Coffee Time is always a support system for all of you if you haven't yet found anyone to talk to. I read all of my direct messages on Instagram, and I still read all of the tweets that is tagging me so far. Please take this advantage to shoot me any questions if you're really struggling in your PhD. Don't do it by yourself. There are resources out there that could be helpful, and a lot of them are for free, like this one. Anyway, so thank you for watching, and I hope to see you the next time. And if you stay until the end, make sure to remember hitting the like button so the algorithm will help you to see the next video like this one.